Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So very exciting video because our kitchen flooring is now down. I have been waiting so long for this to go down because we're taking on so much of the work ourselves. Things have been a bit slower than if we were to have hired someone to do the whole job for us. I've done about a million different kitchen update videos, so I won't bore you taking you through all of that. But for anyone who is new here, just a very quick explanation as to why the flooring has been so bad for so long is because there was originally a wall between the kitchen and the dining room. We knocked that down. We then had to level out the floor. When I say we didn't actually level the floor, we had someone level that for us. Then obviously with us building the cabinets and stuff like that, getting tradespeople booked in, it was like we've kind of had this really not ideal floor situation for quite some time now. We went from gross lino and grubby carpet to grubby chipboard to self-leveler, which if you haven't ever had self-leveler before, it kicks up a lot of dust. So even if you hoover it, you obviously can't mop it, you can hoover it, but it's just so like dusty that it never ever feels clean. So that's probably been the main struggle for us, is the fact that we've not had ideal flooring. We have to walk around in like slippers or sliders literally all the time. We cannot do barefoot in this house, but the flooring is down. So I have done the flooring all by myself. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about what flooring we used, and I will link all of the details for that down below. I didn't film a lot of footage of me actually doing it because this is the first time I have ever laid any kind of laminate flooring. I've obviously done the carpet in Steve's office, but that was the first ever bit of flooring I'd ever done. So it was definitely a bit of a learning curve, but let me show you all the bits that I filmed and then I will show you what it looks like now. So this was the dining area right before I started laying the floor. So the dining area was actually pretty level and there's self-leveler all throughout the kitchen. First step was to give the space a really good hoover. You can see there's a lot of kind of black dust coming up here. That's actually from where we had our worktops installed. So I just wanted to make sure that it was completely dust-free before we started laying all the flooring. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Once I was finished hoovering, I started laying down my underlay, which are these kind of foam panels. So you have to leave an expansion gap around the edge of these. I believe it's 3mm, but it's really simple to lay. You just simply place them on the floor. You have to make sure you do it in a staggered layout. So you'll see on the first row, I cut that last panel in half, and then I use the remainder of that panel to start the second row. So it's a kind of brick effect. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. It didn't take long to lay it though, and this is what it looked like once it was all down. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good day. So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap. So now that all the underlay is down, it was time for me to start laying the planks. These first few rows honestly took me so long just to try and get my head around how to do it properly. You'll see that I have spacers around the edges there to make sure that there's a suitable expansion gap, but I had to make a few cuts to get around this kind of like doorstep area, which is what took me the most time. So here's what it was looking like with the first few planks. I was really proud just to get these down, and once they were down, the rest of the flooring definitely didn't take as long. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. The more I did, the more I kind of got into my stride with it. So you'll notice that I am laying a full plank to start one row and then a half a plank to start the next row, and you simply just kind of like click it into place and then use the flooring kit to kind of knock it into place. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. But honestly, it's one of those things, once I kind of got a knack of how to do it, things definitely kind of sped up. And you'll see that when I'm knocking the planks into place, these kind of gaps are tightening up.
As they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time.
At this point, I was probably nearly about halfway through. This is definitely the most difficult room to start with because of all of the obstacles and all of the cuts that I had to make. I also had to make sure that I could slot it underneath this bit of waterfall edging from the worktop as well. That was definitely the most difficult bit.
Through a lot of pain, some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be completely honest about that. In theory, it is very easy. And I don't know whether it's the type of flooring that I got, because every single video and tutorial that I watched, they seem to just be able to just click it in and sort of like gently hammer it into place. The boards I got seem to be extremely difficult to click and move into place. I don't know whether that's to do with the thickness of the boards or what. I love it now that it's down, but it definitely wasn't the easiest to install. I also started with the most difficult room. The reason being is because as you look at our floor plan, I wanted to start from the top left corner and work back like that. I hope that kind of makes sense. But I'm basically starting with the kitchen diner, going to work back into the lounge and then eventually into the hallway. That's what, from my research, I found was the way to do it. I also did do some measurements. I think I got pretty lucky, but just to make sure that I wasn't getting random skinny bits of board and stuff like that, I measured the width of the room to make sure that if I started with a full board, that I wasn't ending with like a little skinny one as well. But generally speaking, anyone can, well, I think anyone can lay laminate flooring. Maybe if you talk to a flooring specialist, they will not say the same. But the things that we did bear in mind when choosing the options for our flooring, firstly was the underlay. We went for quite a thick underlay. We have had our floors leveled, but they're not like 100% perfect. So I wanted to give myself an extra allowance of having a really thick foam underlay. I think it was like a Vitrex premium underlay. It said it was perfect for like uneven floors, shock absorbing, all of that kind of stuff. I think it had like some acoustic properties on there as well, but I didn't want it to just be like a really hard floor under your foot. I wanted it to be not springy, but you guys know what I mean. But the flooring that we went with is, I can't remember the brand, I will link it. I got it from Discount Flooring and it's in the colour Elgin Oak. I searched like far and wide for the perfect kind of colour flooring, and honestly this was like the only one that was in budget that I actually liked. I ordered so many samples. You guys know that we were originally going to go with a Porcelanosa flooring, but they messed us around with pricing and stuff. Didn't have a particularly great customer experience with them, so we knocked that on the head. We were also a bit unsure about ordering something from Spain in case we needed like a pack more and having to wait another 8 weeks to have that delivered or whatever the times were. So yeah, happy with the choice. It like the finished look is really good quality, but obviously I'm not going to say it's like super good quality, because to me a good quality floor would be more of like a solid wood or like an engineered wood. So it's, I would say, a really good laminate floor. It definitely looks high-end in my opinion, and one of the reasons, well, many of the reasons that we went for it is it has a really good guarantee. It had good reviews when I looked at it, and it is suitable for kitchen. It's not suitable for bathroom, but it has water-resistant properties to it. Yeah, there were loads of reasons why I chose it, but mainly it was for aesthetic, let's be honest. So really happy. It is pretty much all done apart from like a few boards in the doorway, but I need to do the trimming around the door. So we're not quite there yet, but it is pretty much all done. So let me take you in. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Little disclaimer, it's a bit messy in there at the moment. We're still trying to juggle a lot of work and DIY and everything. And yeah, the kitchen's a little messy. It's not perfect, but I'm going to show you the flooring anyway. Do you boys like the floor? They've not gotten used to how slippy it is yet. So here is our new kitchen flooring. I might turn the lights on because, oh, that's making it look a bit yellowy on camera. Or is it? I had hoped to film this a little bit earlier in the day, but I ran out of time. But this is our kitchen flooring. I am so in love, and it looks so nice with the black cabinets. The whole time that I was designing and planning this space, I knew that I wanted to have a really light floor, so the room was still like really nice and light and bright, but I wanted something that was definitely a bit warmer just to bring in some warmth, and it didn't look so sterile. One area that I was a little bit concerned about was matching it with the cupboards here. There are doors to go on there, ignore that, but I think it actually matches really well. When I first got these doors and panels out, I thought, oh no, they're really yellowy toned compared to the floor, which is ever so slightly pinky tone, like only slightly, but it picks up all of the detailing in these units, these kind of warmer tones here. So it actually, well, I never ever wanted a complete match. I didn't want them to be identical. I wanted there to be a little bit of variation there, but I think it's a really good match, like they're complementing. But I don't even know how to show this to you guys. This is my floor. I like it. It looks really good. We obviously need to put a panel on the back here, but it just looks so sleek with like the end panels here. Oh, I am honestly just in love with it. It's so nice to walk on as well. Like I said, we went for, excuse this, I was trying to attach a handle to there and got distracted, and these are all my offcuts. It's really nice underfoot. I think the foam underlay was definitely a really good shout. I like that Rocky matches the floor. Milo not so much. Milo matches the kitchen and Rocky matches the floor. This is the bit that I've obviously not finished. So I need to cut a couple of, only a few more bits, but the main bit of the kitchen is done. I'll give you a little view from the other angle. It makes the room look so much bigger as well. And I'm actually pretty pleased with myself that I managed to get these boards straight. I was worried, obviously, coming along this waterfall bit, that it would be really obvious if it wasn't straight. But I'm so proud of myself. And honestly, I am the worst when it comes to measuring and getting things right. So I am really proud of myself that I've managed to do it. And there was nothing major that I effed up. I also need to do a slither under there. Dishwasher is being changed. I think I said that in a previous video. Now the flooring's in, we can have our plinths put in and our plinth lighting put in. I think that's happening at the beginning of next week, so hopefully not too long now. Another thing that I'll show you guys, get this gross bin out of the way, is the cuts around the radiator pipes. So I researched this and I basically cut large holes. That's probably not the right term. And then I basically cut these little wedge shapes, so that obviously it was easier for me to like slot the board in and kind of like hammer it into place. So I need to glue those properly in. I also got some of this. I tested this out to see if the colour was right. I got this no-nonsense wood flooring sealant. It's basically just like a filler type thing, and it's in the colour oak. It's a really good match actually. I originally got a flooring installation kit from B&Q. I think I shared that with you guys before. In all honesty, it was horrendous and I had to reorder another one. This one I got on Amazon and it was so good. It came with, I think it was maybe like £20, but it came with knee pads. It came with these as well, which are like your little spaces to put around the edges. But it also came with a special rubber hammer, and that red thing and black thing on the floor there are the things that you like knock the things into place. So the rubber mallet hammer thing made such a difference, and that red thing is really good quality. The one I got from B&Q was shocking, and literally it fell apart in no time. So I will link below the flooring kit that I used, because I would definitely recommend it. It was just like I think it was actually a same-day delivery from Amazon, and it's really, really good quality. Yeah, so this is it, guys. I wish I had some super sexy shots to show you, but unfortunately I do not. The kitchen is so nearly there, so nearly there, but the flooring was the main thing that when it went down, I was like, oh my God, this feels like an actual room now. There's obviously been certain changes along the way which have made it better and better and better, but the flooring just honestly completely transformed it. So we are really, really happy. I would definitely recommend the flooring as well. We're totally in love with the colour. And one thing that I kind of said to you before, guys, is that I wanted it to look like natural wood, but I didn't want there to be crazy colour variation. So I felt like a lot of ones that I were ordering were too grey, or like the grain was too obvious. I feel like this is a really, really good in between. Yeah, so very happy. Obviously the kitchen is not finished yet. We have a lot more going on. Obviously I showed you that the fridge needs to be done. I just put those handles on today. I'm trying to put handles on everything. There's gonna be a lot of small touch-up bits for quite some time now. And I'm gonna take this weekend to chill, basically. I've been trying to do the flooring like in my spare time and try and get as much done as possible. I originally thought, oh, it'll probably only take like a couple of evenings, and it took me, I've been basically spending all of my spare time on it all of this week. So it has taken me quite a long time, but it is quite a big room, and it had so many obstacles, having to do cuts to go around the island, around the pantry unit, just everything. It's not the most simple room, but I've now set myself up to basically, I'll just be able to flow it into the lounge now. So again, that'll be another room that's just going to be massively transformed and just feels so much better. But I will show you that in a different video anyway. Sorry I didn't film as much as I had hoped to of the whole installation process, but I don't want these videos to come across like they are tutorials, because they are definitely not. I just want to kind of show that if I can do it, you can do it, because I've never ever done anything like this. I have zero experience in flooring at all. And that is one comment I get a lot, is like, oh, how do you have the confidence? I don't. When I started doing it, I wanted to cry, and I thought, what am I doing? Had a lot of self-doubt, but honestly, with anything like this, just persevere with it. And by the end of it, I felt like I was a pro. I'm definitely not still, but you kind of get there through practice and everything. So hopefully moving into the lounge now, it's a far more simple layout of a room. There aren't as many obstacles and things to go around. So I'm hoping I'll be able to bash it out a lot quicker than I did this room, but you'll have to wait. See that in an upcoming video. If you've gotten this far, thank you guys for following along with the renovation journey. Obviously we've got loads more coming, so don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like, because it really supports my channel as well. I really, honestly, really appreciate all the support that you guys are giving us at the moment. It is so lovely, because it's very tiring doing all of this and holding down full-time jobs and side hustles and everything at the same time. So I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one.